We're in the capital of ramen, Tokyo, Japan.
We're gonna try the spiciest, the fanciest, and the meatless ramen. I'm Garrett.
And I'm Sky, and this is our Flyer Saga.
I'm waiting in line right now for Kikanbo, which is known to have the spiciest ramen in all of Tokyo. I'm ready to take on the challenge. I am entering the underworld.
Holy moly, this thing is doused in pepper.
This place offers two different types of spice, the traditional hot pepper and the sansho pepper, which has a numbing effect just like Szechuan peppercorn. The ramen bowl costs about $10 US, and I ordered the demon level spice for the sansho and chili peppers for a couple dollars each. Smells amazing. Oh, I love the smell of pepper. It's just this like bright, like zesty herbalness. This soup is so thick. It's like straight magma. This is crazy. Look how thick that is. Alright, first I have to taste just the broth by itself before I mix in all this crazy spice. Man, that packs punch. Ooh, small spoonful and my mouth is already on fire. Oh, I haven't even mixed in the peppers yet. Sorry, stomach. Apologize to you ahead of time. It's one of those things where you ask for forgiveness, not for permission. Alright, this thing's just loaded with a bunch of bean sprouts on top. Let's pull out some noodles just to... Oh. These look pretty nice. The bowl is piping hot. I always believe it's important to add the egg early on. That way it doesn't cook too much while it's in the soup. Here we go. Alright. Thankfully caught it right before the yolk started to turn. Could always have it a little more runny. Let's douse it in this soup. Oh, the egg is so good with all that spice. Oh, it's so messy. I just hope I don't get all this like hot chili all over the clothes. My mouth is so hot right now. It feels like you could just cook something like an egg in my mouth and it'll harden. This pork chop is massive and it still has the skin. Oh my gosh, wow. Did you see that? I just cut through it just by passing my chopstick through it. Oh my goodness, that's how fatty and tender it is. Look at how juicy. That's just how like supple and soft this thing is. Also still very spicy. It's so tender. This thing just falls apart. Oh, my nose is starting to run a little bit because it's just so hot. I feel like that zing. It feels like my body is shaking, starting from my mouth and it's coming out into my limbs. I definitely need a water break. Yeah, wow, that broth though. It's hot, but you can still taste all the flavor in there. Like, it's got this richness that's coming from all of that pork and chicken in the stock. And obviously all of these like different types of spices just really make this huge flavor bomb. These are actually bibs. Oh man. The guy next to me showed me. I should have had that the entire time. Instead I have this like makeshift napkin setup that's not working out that great. I finished. That was awesome.
For finishing the adventure, you get a little demon mint if you go to that Oni demon level spice. That was a super delicious experience. My mouth felt really hot, but it wasn't anything unbearable. I have not had that much peppercorn in any of my meals before, and I personally love that sensation. My stomach is still processing this. I am still sweating a bit, but we're on to the next one.
Very excited right now. I'm about to go into Fuunji for an awesome bowl of Tsukemen. Wait in line in the back of the restaurant, but the smell is amazing. Tsukemen is a style of ramen where the noodles and broth are served separately, and you dip the noodles into the broth. The broth is typically denser than your average ramen soup broth. Ouch, that's a little hot actually. So you just take the noodles, and then dip it into the sauce. Let it soak up some flavor.
So this broth is made special because it's chicken and fish simmered for a long time. This broth packs a huge punch of flavor, but it's beautifully balanced. Somehow it's a very strong flavor, but it's not overpowering at all.
Tsukemen is served cold. In contrast to ramen, which is hot and great for the winter, tsukemen is perfect for the summer.
Because they're colder, bingos actually end up being a little bit stiffer, like a little bit more firm. I like that because it makes the noodle give me a little more bite. Man, that pork is so tender. Okay, perfect amount of fattiness to it, so that flavor just spreads throughout your entire mouth.
My favorite part's the breaking of the egg. It's like a ceremony. Well, I did leave it in here for a while. Oh, nice. I think I might have dipped it into the broth, like the steaming hot broth, for a little bit too long. But, oh, that yolk is still very nice and soft on the inside.
Oh, the egg absorbs all that flavor beautifully. Plus, just all the flavors and textures you get out of a soft boiled egg.
I always have a little bit of a tough time at these like tight restaurants because I'm left-handed and I always bump the guy next to me. They also have these soup stock containers so you can thin down your broth and make it a little more like soup. And that gives you just more sauce to dip in.
Oh wow, I am so full. Those noodles were awesome. Oh man, Tsukemen is really good. And that broth, that dashi is just, it's just a flavor bomb. Ah man, I'm so excited what ramen to try next. So I've made it to the Michelin Star restaurant, Ginza Hachigou. We're going inside. It's time, finally.
Here I had to be on my best behavior, as there were only 6 seats and you could only film the food and not make too much noise. The bowl looks pretty plain, but don't let that deceive you. The thin noodles are nice with a medium soft texture. The soft-boiled egg is great with a runny yolk inside. The real highlights start with that pork. I was a bit skeptical since I like when the pork is seared, but the tenderness and flavor of these pieces are insane. It is so soft you could just press on it with your tongue to break it up. No chewing necessary. The bamboo shoots has a special freshness, making them almost woody, noticeably different from the typical canned bamboo shoot flavor. Now for the soup base, I usually only go for the thick tonkotsu broths, but this soup base revealed the potential of thin broth for me. The broth has a beautifully balanced mix of duck and chicken flavor. You can see a light layer of oil and the black pepper blended beautifully with these flavors.
Wow, I love that soup base. I could have drank that all day. I was very sad actually when my bowl ran out, and I couldn't believe that the guy next to me left a bunch of soup in his bowl. I was gonna drink that for him. That base alone makes a lot of sense as to why this place got the Michelin star. One of the craziest parts about the Japanese food culture is that you can get all these amazing meals for such a great price. The only thing that you end up doing is paying with your time.
Ippudo is one of the most popular casual ramen chains, and this is actually Ippudo's Plant-Based Studio. This is the first time ever in the US or in Japan that I've ever seen 4 options for vegetarian ramen. I got their Akamaru plant-based ramen, which is spicy miso.
Oh wow, that
Oh my God.
so fatty looking.
Oh, it smells so good.
Trying the broth first, and it looks like it's a milky oil perfection. Oh, man. This is hard to explain to people who eat regular ramen with the pork broth. Because I don't eat pork, I never get a vegetarian ramen that is creamy and fatty and amazing and like hearty like this. This just gives you that richness. Ah, it's so good. I love it. Ooh, trying these noodles. These look great. They kind of look like they have wheat in them. These might be whole wheat noodles because they look kind of grainy. Super good. Perfect little bite, a little bit of chew, but nice and soft. Trying some of the plant-based chashu. That's so cool. It has kind of like a meaty taste, like a little bit smoky. It melts in your mouth too. The texture is really nice. I wouldn't be surprised if the plant-based chashu is based on lentils. It kind of has a legume taste to it. Gotta try this egg. Ugh, I think I'm just gonna bite it. That's a good soft-boiled egg. Bunch of different toppings here you can grab from the counter, so I'm gonna just try these all at once. Got a little bit of vinegar, some sesame, ramen's exclusive pepper, ramen seasoning. This is cooking with Sky. It's a little messy. With all my added ingredients, let's give it a try. Oh, it's actually really good. I think the sesame is great. It gives it a little nutty flavor. It's actually really good with all that stuff.
I really recommend throwing in some of this ramen seasoning. This adds such a new depth of flavor, and I keep adding a little bit at a time. Found the right spot, and now this soup is so good.
The problem with having long hair and eating ramen is I never know if I'm gonna get a noodle or my hair.
Even though this is a veggie ramen, in comparison to tonkotsu here, this one actually has like a lot of spice, like a lot of extra flavor in that broth.
I should have worn a bib.
Seriously, if you're a vegetarian and you want to try ramen in Tokyo, you gotta come to Ippudo's Plant-Based Studio. Not only do they have 4 options for you to try, but this was so good. Oh, and they have regular tonkatsu, so you can drag your non-vegetarian friends along with you.
The world of ramen is so vast and is constantly evolving. Personally, I love spicy and that peppercorn zing, so Kikanbo was my favorite for its uniqueness.
And if you have a favorite ramen shop in Japan or in your hometown, drop it in the comments below. We'll see you next time.